Bring your legs back behind you, come down onto your belly. Bring your hands underneath your forehead. You can interlace your fingers and then just rest your forehead on your hands. If there's any tension or anything that you're feeling in your lower back, you can open the feet a little bit wider, moving them away from one another. And just give yourself a few moments here, connecting with the body, connecting with the sensations of your body. Feeling the belly pressing into the floor, into the mat with every inhalation. And then exhaling through the mouth. Focusing on really elongating your inhalations and exhalations. Breathing deep into the belly, feeling the upper back, the back of the heart rising. Exhaling through the mouth, allowing the entire body to just release onto the floor. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Notice the sensations you may be feeling in your abdomen, in your belly, in your lower back. Feel the ribs as they press into the floor with your inhalation. With the exhalation, maybe invite the exhalation through the nose. So starting to create a little bit more heat in the body, generating a little bit more warmth. And as you exhale, try to draw the belly in towards your spine. So pull the navel in. This can be a really micro movement, super tiny, but it helps us work really deep into the abdominal muscles. Inhale through the nose, press the belly into the floor, feel the ribs expanding, relax the shoulders, relax the forehead, allow it to hang heavy on the floor, or on your hands rather. And exhale through the nose, gently pulling the navel in towards your spine. Starting to feel that activation. Inhale through the nose, release the belly. And exhale through the nose. Slightly pulling the navel in towards the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Release any tension that you may be feeling in your jaw, in your forehead. Inhaling through the nose, directing the breath this time into any part of the body that needs a little bit more attention. And exhaling through the nose, slowly pulling the navel in towards the back of the spine. With the next inhalation, gently raise the head. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Walk the hands a little bit further back, working to bring the fingertips, the wrists, in line with your elbows. Pull the elbows in towards one another. Gaze forward. Release any tension in the neck. Walk the feet a little bit further away from one another, opening even more between the legs. Press the tops of the feet firmly into the floor. With the inhalation, with using the hands or maybe without, bringing the hands a little bit off of the floor, gaze forward. Raise the chest a little bit more, push the chest a tiny bit further forward. Exhale, slowly release, resting the left ear on the floor, releasing the arms alongside your body. Inviting a little bit of movement into your hips, swaying them a little bit from side to side. Bring the hands back underneath the elbows. Press the hands into the floor. Pull the elbows in towards one another. With the inhalations, begin to raise the head, press the tops of the feet into the floor. Maybe you bring the fingertips off of the floor. Exhale, slowly release the head, bringing the right ear down towards the floor. This time, release the arms alongside your body, moving the hips a little bit from side to side. Next inhalation, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, moving them up a little bit. Bring your big toes to touch. Press yourself towards the back of the mat, keeping the knees as wide as the mat, coming into child's pose with the arms extended out in front of you. Rest the forehead on the floor. We're going to go into a slightly more active child's pose here. So pull the elbows off of the floor. Work your fingertips a little bit further forward. Maybe even bring your fingertips into a tent shape out in front of you. And then release the forehead between the arms. Any tension in the neck or in the shoulders means you can open the hands and arms a little bit wider. Keep pressing the sitting bones down towards the heels. Inhale through the nose. Direct the breath into the belly. Feel the belly pressing in between the thighs. And exhale through the nose, pulling the navel in towards the spine. Inhaling through the nose. Walking the fingertips a tiny bit further forward, elevating the elbows just a little bit more. And exhaling through the nose. One more like this, inhaling. And exhale, pull the navel in towards the spine. Press yourself towards the back of the mat using the fingertips. Raise the elbows a little bit more off of the floor. Inhale, slowly bring the head up, gaze forward, walk the hands towards the back, staying in this child's pose with the legs, keeping the knees separate from one another, big toes touching. Inhale, bring the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, cactus the arms, bending into your elbows, pull the scapulae in towards one another, press the chest forward, gazing up. Stay active in the fingertips, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, extend the arms out in front of you, rounding through the spine, bringing the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, cactus the arms, opening the heart, pressing the chest forward, gazing up. Exhale, rounding through the spine, extending the arms out in front of you. Inhale, arching gently the spine, pressing the heart forward, bending into the elbows, gazing up. And exhale, rounding through the spine, arms out in front. One more like this. Inhale, cactusing the arms, pressing the heart forward, gaze up. Maybe you pull the elbows in closer towards one another. And exhale, extend the arms out in front of you. Rounding through the spine. Shift the weight forward. Bring the fingertips onto the floor beneath the shoulders. Move the knees, readjust yourself so that the knees are below the hips. Feet disappear behind the knees. With your inhalation, gaze forward, dropping the belly, opening the heart. Maybe you micro bend into the elbows, pulling the elbows a little bit closer towards you, towards the back of the mat, allowing you to press the heart further forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, gazing forward, opening the heart, maybe micro bending into the elbows, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhaling, gazing forward. And exhaling, rounding through the spine. Inhale, gaze forward, opening the heart. Exhale, round through the spine. Press the left hand firmly into the floor with the inhalation. Raise the right arm overhead. Gaze at the right fingertips. As you exhale, interlace the arm. Bring the right hand over towards the left side, dropping the right ear down onto the floor. Hips in line with the knees. Maybe you bring your left hand out in front of you or bring your left hand to your sacrum. Check in with your hips. Make sure you're not coming over towards the left side. Brings the weight back into the center, creating a twist here for the spine, starting to invite a little bit more intense movements into the core, into the digestive system. Release any tension in the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, return back with the left hand onto the floor, near your face. Extend the right arm up and overhead gaze at your right fingertips. Bring the right hand down in line with the left. Maybe tuck the toes here if you'd like to, and begin to walk the hands forward, coming into Anahatasana or puppy pose. So walking the hands maybe as wide as the mat. You can press the palms into the floor, work the forehead down onto the floor. Really keep the toes, the tops of the feet or the toes actively pressing into the floor, so you're not shifting all of the weight forward and dumping into your lower back. Keep the belly active, create a slight tuck of the tailbone. And then maybe if you'd like to go a bit deeper, you come up onto your fingertips, pulling the elbows off of the floor. Keep resting the forehead. Maybe you bring your chin onto the floor, gaze forward. Keep trying to work that tailbone down back behind you. Inhale through the nose. Feel the belly expanding wherever you are. And exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. One more like this, inhaling deeply, directing the breath into any part of the body that you would like to have a little bit more attention today or that's calling for it. And exhale through the nose. Inhale, raise the head, gaze forward. Bring the palms onto the floor if they're not already there. Bring your knees together, keeping the feet parallel, feet touching, and then bring yourself towards the back of the mat, rounding through the spine, bringing the forehead onto the floor, releasing the arms alongside your body in embryo pose. Releasing any tension in the shoulders, allowing the shoulders to hang heavy. Feeling the belly as it presses on top of the thighs with your inhalation. And exhaling through the nose. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling. One more long inhalation here. And exhale. Inhale, gaze forward, walk the hands forward, shift your weight towards the front of the mat, open the knees so they're as wide as the hips, feet disappear behind the knees. As you inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward. Exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, dropping the belly, gazing forward, opening the heart, maybe micro bending a bit more into the elbows, pressing the heart forward. And exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, dropping the belly, gazing forward, opening the heart. Exhale, pulling the navel slightly in, bringing the chin in towards the chest as you round through the spine. Inhale, press the right hand firmly into the floor, extend the left arm up and overhead, gaze at the left fingertips. As you exhale, interlace the left hand underneath the right arm, press the left ear down onto the floor. Maybe you walk the right fingertips forward or bring the right hand to your sacrum. Check in what's happening with your hips. Make sure that the hips haven't shifted over towards the right side. We want to keep the hips squared, so move the hips over maybe a little bit more towards the left. Keep pressing into the top of the left hand. This will help you go a little bit deeper in your twist. Maybe you gaze towards your right shoulder, towards the ceiling. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Keep corkscrewing the heart open, working the chest open towards the side. One more inhalation. Exhale, slowly bring the right hand down onto the floor. Extend the left arm up and overhead. Gaze at the left fingertips. Drop the left hand down onto the floor. Walk the hands a tiny bit further forward, just a couple of centimeters. Tuck the toes, and then slowly make your way into a downward facing dog. Pressing evenly into the hands, into the feet, pedaling the feet, bending into the knees one at a time. Maybe swaying the hips a little bit from side to side here. Inhale. Allow the breath to guide your movements. And exhale. Inhale through the nose, elongate the spine. Exhale, settling into the pose here, working into stillness. Keep extending the spine, keep pulling the tailbone up. Keep the belly active, pulling the belly in towards the back of the spine. With your next inhalation, press the left foot into the floor, extend the right leg overhead, coming into a three-legged dog. Bend into the right knee, shift onto the left toes, pulling the left heel high up, press the right knee in towards your nose, rounding through the spine. Gaze into the space between your hands, puff up with the back of the heart with your inhalation. As you exhale, gently drop the right foot in between your hands. Walk the left foot a little bit towards the back. Bring the left knee down onto the floor. Right knee in line with your right ankle. You can bring the blocks here if you'd like to, keeping them towards the front of the mat, just in case you feel that maybe you'll need them. With the inhalation, bring the arms up and overhead, elongating the spine. Pull the left hip forward, right hip back. Drop any tension in the shoulders, keep expanding the chest, gaze forward. As you exhale, bend into the elbows, opening the heart, cactus with the arms, gaze up. Stay here for the inhalation, pressing the heart further forward. Exhale, extend the arms out in front of you, working to bring the arms in line with your ears. So press the forehead towards the left knee. Inhale, keep the left arm extended, bring the right arm back behind you. So coming into a twist. Maybe you gaze towards your right fingers. Dropping the hips a little bit more towards the floor, taking any tension out of the lower back by starting to really activate into the left glute. Inhale, opening the heart a bit more. Exhale, bring the left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Bring your right hand to touch the left hand, pressing the palms together, working to bring the palms towards your heart. Release your shoulders away from the ears. Bring the right elbow slightly down. Gaze towards your right elbow or back behind you. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, tuck the back toes. Slowly and with control, begin to raise the back knee off of the floor. Again, release any tension in the shoulders. Connect with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, slowly and with control, extend the arms up and overhead, coming into crescent lunge. So right knee is bent, left leg is extended back behind you, high up on the left toes, left heel is up. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, begin to straighten through the right leg. Extend the left arm out in front of you. Bring the right arm back behind you. So returning into that twist, this time with the legs straightened. If you are using a block, then place a block on the outside of your right foot. Begin to shift the weight forward with your arms. The legs stay as they are. Activate the inner thighs. Pull the glutes in towards one another. As you exhale, bring your left hand to the outside of your right foot, maybe onto the block, extending the right arm overhead. Get really active in the quadriceps here. Gaze towards your right fingertips. Inhale. Exhale slowly and with control. Bring the right hand down onto the block. Bring the left hand over towards the other block or onto the inside of your right foot. Rotate the back foot. Open the back foot, the left foot, about 45 degrees. Begin to bend into the left knee, shifting the weight towards the back. So we're not going quite into Skandasana. We're going kind of into like a baby Skandasana. Left knee is bent, shift the hips towards the back. Start working to press the right big toe firmly into the floor. Hands can breathe together by your heart. Inhale. Exhale, drop the hips a little bit further back, working the forehead forward. Really active in the straightened leg. Inhale, shoot the weight forward, coming into Warrior Two, extending the arms away from you. Gaze at your right fingertips, pull the tailbone slightly down. Back foot comes parallel with the mat, or bring your left toes a little bit in. Inhale, release any tension in the shoulders. Exhale, pivot your back toes, bring the left hand down to the floor on the inside of your right foot, extend the right arm overhead. Gaze at your right fingertips. Right knee is bent, back heel is up. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand to the outside of your right foot. Bring the outside of the right foot onto the floor. Shift your weight into a side plank on the right side. So we're just here for a moment, but really working into those deep core muscles. Press the right hand firmly into the floor. Slowly begin to extend the left arm overhead. One inhalation here. Active in the belly, active in the glutes. Pull the quadriceps in towards one another. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Pivot the body, all 10 toes facing forward. With control, drop the knees down onto the floor at the same time. Inhale, opening the heart, gazing forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, opening the heart, gazing forward. Exhaling, rounding through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale. And exhale. You can close your eyes here if you'd like to and just move with wherever the breath guides you. So these can be movements of the hips from side to side, working in a circular motion. Maybe the neck is asking for a little bit more. Not really focusing on how you look, more so how you feel. A couple more breath cycles here. Maybe working a little bit into your wrists, opening the hands, swaying from side to side, or bringing the fingertips to face the knees, shifting the weight forward and back. Maybe inviting a bit of movement into the ankles and toes. Connecting with all of the physical sensations of your own personal body. As you inhale, slowly begin to open the eyes, tuck the toes. With the exhalation, bring the hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. Taking as much time as you need to get there. And continuing to invite whatever movements the body wants in this shape. Working towards finding a bit of stillness. As you're ready, pressing the right foot firmly into the floor with the inhalation, bringing the left leg up, three-legged dog. Come high up onto the right toes, bend into the left knee, shift the weight forward, bringing the knee to nose, rounding through the spine. Gaze into the space between your thumbs, puff up through the back of the heart. As you exhale with control, drop the left foot in between your hands. Keeping the blocks close by towards the front of the mat, begin to bring the right knee down towards the floor, keeping the back toes tucked or untucked, your choice. As you inhale, bring the arms up and overhead, elongating through the spine, keeping that slight tuck of the tailbone, pushing the right hip forward, left hip back, releasing any tension in the shoulders. Inhale, reach with the arms a little bit higher, and as you exhale, begin to cactus the arms, working the elbows down, staying active in the fingertips, pressing the heart forward, gazing up. Inhale, open the heart a bit more. Exhale, extend the arms out in front of you, working to bring the biceps in line with your ears, keeping the chin slightly tucked in. Inhale, keep the right arm forward, bring the left arm back, creating a twist, gazing towards your left fingertips. Release any tension in the shoulders. Stay really long in the arms. Inhale. Exhale, bend into the right elbow, bring the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh, bring the left hand to touch the right. Bring the hands together towards the heart center. Drop the left elbow a little bit back. We don't want the left elbow super high up because then that brings the left shoulder really high up. Stay long in the spine, long in the neck. Maybe gazing back behind you. Staying active in the glutes to protect the lower back. Keep pressing yourself away from the thigh. Make sure you're not sinking down. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the back toes. With control, begin to bring the back knee off of the floor. Another inhalation here. As you exhale with control, bringing the arms overhead, coming into crescent lunge. Front knee is bent, back leg is extended. Micro bend into the back leg if you feel that you need to in order to keep the hips squared. It's more important in this pose that the hips remain facing the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, extend the right arm out in front of you. Bring the left hand back behind, returning back into that twisted position. Slowly begin to straighten through the left leg. So pyramid pose with the legs, twisting with the upper body. Inhale. Active in the belly, active in the glutes. Pull the navel in towards the spine. As you exhale, shift the weight slightly forward with the upper body. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left foot on the block or fingertips on the floor. Begin to extend the left arm overhead. This pose is really intense. It's also a balancing pose, so if you happen to fall out of it, just come back into it. Inhale. Exhale slowly and with control, bring yourself back up. Extend, rotating the back foot. So the toes are facing away from you. Begin to micro bend and bend deeper into the right knee, shifting your weight towards the back of the mat, extending in the left leg, bringing the hands together in front of your heart. Shift the hips towards the back, coming into this baby Skandasana. Inhale. Exhale, coming forward, bending into the left knee, rotating the back foot so it's parallel with the back of the mat, toes slightly coming in, extend the arms away from you. Gaze at your left fingertips, pull the navel in, inhaling. Exhale, pivot your weight forward, bringing the right hand to the inside of your left foot, extend the left arm overhead. Coming into an easy twist. Gaze at your left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, bring the left hand down to the outside of your left foot. Bring the left foot back behind. Come onto the outside edge of your left foot, stacking the feet or maybe keeping the feet one in front of the other. Begin to extend the right arm overhead. Check in what's happening with your hips. Are they poking back? Can you bring them a little bit towards the front by tucking the tailbone and activating into the belly. Inhale. Exhale with control, bringing the right hand down in line with the left, shifting onto all 10 toes, shifting the weight forward, bringing the knees down onto the floor. Bringing yourself a bit further forward, bending into the elbows, bringing the elbows towards your ribs, bringing the chest and chin down, gaze forward. Hips are high up. Exhale, bring the tops of the feet to the floor, shift your weight forward, returning back into that cobra shape, but with the hands in line with the elbows, opening the feet as wide as the mat. As you inhale, active into the belly, active into the glutes, press the tops of the feet into the floor, bring the chest a little bit more off of the floor, maybe you bring the fingertips up. And exhale, slowly release the forehead down onto the floor. Bring your big toes to touch, knees parallel, press yourself towards the back. Coming to sit down on your heels. We're gonna go through a little round of Kapalbhati. So it's quite an intense breathing exercise, but especially if you're feeling sick, it's really good to help cleanse any mucus and any feeling of cloudiness in your head. It's also a really nice way to just kind of reset either in the morning or throughout the day if you're feeling a little bit tired. And it's also very good for the very deep core. So the way it's going to work is the inhalations will happen naturally. The exhalations, we really push them out. So as you inhale, the first inhalation is deep through the nose into the belly. As you exhale, it's really short and you kind of pull the navel in towards the spine. And we will do these in multiple rounds. So you just keep going with it until we stop, and then we'll do another round of it. It might make you feel a little bit lightheaded, which is completely normal. But just kind of go with it. Just keep breathing through the Kapalbhati. You can close your eyes as well if you'd like to, or bring your attention to the top of your nose. I'm going to be in a comfortable seated position with the spine long, the shoulders relaxed, and then press the sitting bones kind of into your heels. So you don't want to be pressing the chest forward, creating any arch in your spine. You really want to have this elongation in the entirety of the spine. So to begin the pranayama, inhale really deeply through the nose. Direct the breath into your belly. Take a long exhalation through the nose. Pulling the navel in towards the spine, elongating the spine a little bit more, keeping the chin slightly tucked so that the back of the head is really elongated. And then inhale through the nose and begin the Kapalbhati. Inhale through the nose. Hold the breath at the top, keeping the belly slightly pulled in. Relax any tension in the jaw and the forehead. Slowly and with control, exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose, elongating the spine. And with the exhalation, we'll begin the next round of the Kapalbhati. Inhale through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. And then with control, exhale through the nose. Inhaling through the nose. We'll go through our last round. It's going to be a little bit longer, and you can go a little bit faster now if you'd like to as well. Inhale through the nose. Observe the sensations that you're feeling. Hold the breath at the top. Locking all of your bandhas, so pull the perineum up, pull the belly slightly in, the area of the diaphragm. Keep the chin tucked in towards the chest. Continue to hold the breath here, really harnessing this energy in this entire part of the body, in your entire torso, from the crown of the head through to the tailbone. And then with control, slowly begin to exhale. Blink the eyes open if they've been closed. And slowly transition yourself onto the mat. Bring your feet parallel and then lower your spine onto the floor. If you want to use a strap here, we're going to start working a little bit more into some reclined twists and a little bit more hip stuff, so it can be really beneficial to have the strap here to help you out. So keep the strap somewhere nearby if you're going to use it. Begin first by, with the legs parallel, the knees facing up, pull the navel slightly in, enough so that you can feel the lower back pressing firmly into the floor. Relax the arms alongside your body, maybe the palms are facing up, really bringing the attention to the core. Keep the chin also slightly tucked in so that the back of the spine, the back of the head is also elongated. Take an inhalation, working to really keep that lower back grounded. This might mean you have to press into the feet a little bit more, pressing the toes as though you want to slide them under something. And then as you exhale, begin to tilt the pelvis, pulling the belly slightly up, keeping the chin still tucked in. Inhale here, spread the ribs a little bit. And then exhale, return back to that lower back, really pressing firmly into the floor, pulling the navel in, keeping the chin tucked. Inhale, pull the belly away from the floor, creating a small arch in the spine. And exhale, pull the belly in, the navel in towards the spine, pull the lower back down towards the floor. Inhale, working into that arch. These can be really small micro movements. The idea is that we're starting to really work into the deep core muscles, even deeper now, by keeping the belly really active in these tiny movements. Inhale, pressing the belly a little bit up. And exhale, gluing the back of the spine into the floor. One more like this. These are basically cat-cow movements, but the floor is helping us bring a bit more awareness to the lower back. And exhale, pulling the navel in. Keep your left foot firmly planted on the floor. Grab this strap and bring it around the arch of your right foot. extending into the right leg. Bring your right hand to the strap and then flex through your right toes so that the right toes are looking down towards your face. Make sure that the left knee remains parallel with the hip, so we don't want the knee to be splaying out. And then pull the right shoulder down. As you're pulling the right shoulder down towards the floor and gluing the back of the shoulder into the floor, notice how it starts to bring the right foot closer towards your head. Keep flexing through the foot, keep pressing the right heel up. Check in what's happening with your neck. Make sure that the chin is tucked in towards the chest. Take an inhalation. Stay here. If you'd like to go deeper, extend into the left leg. Stay active in the left leg though, making sure that the weight isn't tilting over towards the right side. Take an inhalation. Exhale, draw the leg a little bit closer towards you. Pull that shoulder down towards the floor. One more inhalation like this. And as you exhale, with control, begin to open the right leg over towards the right. So the tendency is going to be for the whole body to move over towards the side. Only go so deep with your right leg opening as you can to make sure that the left shoulder and left hip, left glute remain grounded. So you can also bend into the right elbow, press the right elbow onto the floor, and then kind of rest the strap or the foot in your hand. Stay really active with the left leg, whether the left leg is extended or bent. If it's bent, you can start to open the left knee over a little bit towards the left side. This will help kind of counter this opening of the right leg. Keep pressing the right heel away from you. So really extend into the right hamstrings, activate into the right quadriceps. Another inhalation like this. As you exhale with control, bring the right foot back through center, bring the left knee back in or keep the left leg extended. Bring the left hand to the left strap, bring your left hand onto the strap and then bring your hand to the outside of the strap. Extend your right hand away from you. And then start to move into a twist by extending the right leg away from you towards the left side. So it might be more helpful now to straighten into the left leg so that you're creating a twist more from the spine and the lower back here and the glutes. Keep the right hand really grounded. Stay active in the right foot. Take an inhalation. And then as you exhale, slowly bring the right foot back through center. Release the strap, bring the left foot up to meet the right. Relax the arms alongside your body. Maybe bring your hands to your belly, surrounding your navel, creating even more of a deeper connection with this part of the body. You can close your eyes here if you'd like to. You can micro bend into the knees. You can really make this pose as active or as passive as you want to. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. Gently blink the eyes open if they're closed. Bring the arms alongside your body with the palms facing down. And we'll just do a little bit more core stuff here before we move into the other side. So begin to drop the right leg down towards the floor without letting the heel touch the floor. Keep the left leg extended. And then drop the left foot down to meet the right without touching the floor. Bring the right foot up. So switching the feet, but the switch happens at the bottom. Bring the left foot up. Drop the left foot to meet the right. Bring the right foot up. Keeping the hands alongside your body, or maybe you bring them behind your head. The more active we are in our legs, the more easy it will be for the core. A couple more like this. Connect the movements with your breath. One more on each side. Gently dropping the right foot down onto the floor, bending into that right knee, keeping the left leg extended with the heel pointing up. Bring the strap to the arch of the left foot. Bring your left hand to the strap. Bring your right hand to your right hip flexor, to your right hip bone. Maybe you keep the right leg, the right knee bent, or you can work towards extending the right leg away from you. And then with those left toes pointing towards your face, extend the left heel up, really active in the quadriceps, feeling the extension in the back of the leg. Pull the left shoulder down towards the floor, gluing the upper back into the floor, and then noticing how it starts to bring the left foot automatically closer towards you. With your inhalation, activate into that left leg a bit more. And with your exhalation, gently pull the leg a little bit closer towards you. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bring the leg back up through center. Keeping the right hand on your hip, or maybe extending it out to the right for some counterbalance. Begin to drop the left leg out towards the left, so opening into your hip here. Stay active in the left leg, press the left heel away from you. You can bend into the left elbow, rest the left elbow onto the floor, and then kind of hold the strap or your foot in your left hand. This will kind of make sure that the right hip isn't peeling off of the floor and moving towards the left. Keep the chin slightly tucked in, feel the spine really being long here. Release any tension in the chest, in the shoulders. With your next exhalation, bring the left leg back through center. If the right knee is bent, then extend the right leg away from you. Bring your right hand to the strap, and then extend the left arm away from you, working to come into a twist, bringing the right leg towards the left side. Maybe you gaze towards your left fingertips. Take an inhalation. And exhale, really release any tension in the shoulders, in the hips, in the lower back. Inhale slowly and with control, bring the left leg back up to meet the right. Bring the right foot back up to meet the left. And then we'll just go into shoulder stand for a little bit. So the legs are overhead. So you can either stay here in legs up the wall. If you want to go a little bit deeper and start working more into the shoulders and kind of continue with the core activation, then micro bend a little bit into the knees, but stay really active in the feet. Bring your hips up a little bit overhead, bring your feet a little bit overhead, and then bring your hands to your lower back. Pull the elbows in towards one another, and then begin to straighten through the legs, bringing the feet in line with the hips. So we don't want to have the legs completely overhead. That's a different pose. We want them to be in line with the hips, and then the hips are resting in the hands. In this case, really stay active in the feet and the legs. Pull the inner thighs in towards one another. Try not to move your neck. The weight should be in the shoulders. Really activate into your glutes. Pull the glutes in towards one another. Notice if maybe you can pull the feet a little bit more over tops of your hips. Inhale through the nose. Gaze up at your toes. And exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And exhale. One more. Inhale deeply. Active in the glutes, active in the legs. As you exhale, begin to bend into the knees, dropping the knees towards your ears. Maybe the knees come into the ears and then you press the knees into your head. So creating a slight roundness in the spine here, working the toes towards the floor. You can extend your arms away from you. You can interlace the fingers, pressing the outside of the palms together onto the floor. You can keep your hands on your lower back. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, slowly begin to extend the legs, pressing the palms into the floor with control, one vertebrae at a time. Bring your back down onto the floor. Come into butterfly pose with your feet, bringing the bottoms of your feet together, opening the knees wide. And then just a little counter pose for the neck. So with the legs in Baddha Konasana, raise yourself up, come onto your elbows. Slide your hands underneath your sitting bone, so pull yourself kind of up, and then just drop your head back behind you. Gazing back behind you, opening the chest, opening the heart. Inhale. Exhale, gently drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Extend the arms towards your legs. Drop the back onto the floor. Bring the chin in towards the chest. Extending the legs away from you, relaxing the arms, coming into Shavasana. Closing the eyes if you'd like to. Relaxing the toes. Relaxing the ankles, relaxing the calves, the knees. Making your way up through your quadriceps into your hips. Relaxing your lower back. Breathing deeply into your belly. Relaxing into the shoulders. Relaxing the neck, the jaw, the space behind the eyes. With the next inhalation, begin to invite small movements into your wrists and your ankles. Bring the legs together, extend the arms overhead. And then begin to bend the knees, walking the feet in towards your sitting bones. Dropping the knees over towards one side. And making your way all the way back up. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take an inhalation through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Inhale into the nose. With the exhalation, we'll chant the mantra Om to close class. Om. Inhale through the nose.